CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's hold together. Let's hold together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
Yes, yes, yes. The time has come.
Yes. 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 The time has come.
MC.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Brains, open your eyes. The time has come. The time has come. Welcome to the Political Lodge, TPL for short. This is where the truth must be told. I mean, if you're not getting it from anywhere else, you're going to get it from here because we say the truth as it is. It has to be told. It is time for Liberians to hear the truth and start pacifying stuff for the country to be a better place. My name is Grace Goa. This platform is here to talk about political issues, social issues, and to push citizens' movement for change agenda. That is the reason why we are here every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays. We come here from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. United States Eastern Standard Time, and 11:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. in Liberia. They are broadcasting on social media, on YouTube, 2 pages on Facebook. We are also broadcasting in Liberia on True FM, wherever they are broadcasting. We are on there right now, and people are hearing us. And we want to thank you for being here. And we want to also thank our guys in the studio for also being here. I want to welcome and thank Dr. Francine for doing this with me and doing this with us as CMC MERS. It is a good day. Today is June. Today is June what? The 5th?
June
6th.
3rd. June 3rd.
Oh, June 3rd?
Yes.
Well, let me see which guy. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at me.
Yeah.
Today is June 3rd, and we are happy to be here. I will let that come in, but we are very glad. We want to welcome all our listening audience, people on Facebook. If you on, share the video, share the show, and also to our Liberian people, we say good evening in Liberia, and it's nice to be here. Thank you.
Hello, I want to welcome all of you who are watching us and taking this precious time of yours to be a part of this program. Um, as Grace said, the time has come. And as the anthem said, the time has come for us to come together and talk about how we can develop our country by being transparent and honest and, respecting the views of others, tolerant. So, having said that, we are going to roll into some issues of the day. Come here and join us so that we can discuss trending issues of the day. I always like to welcome those who are driving, those who are at a nurse's station, those who are just up and above about in Liberia, in Monrovia, in Sano, in Nimba, in Kanta, wherever you find yourself. This is the place to be. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you get the best out of this show.
Okay. Ansu and Henry, we want to say welcome to you guys in the studio. We want to tell you thank you for always being here with us. You want to say something? How's Liberia today? What's going on?
Back home here, everything here is good. We are good and great to be back here on the radio, and not just on any other maybe a platform, but the political lodge. So it's good to be here again, and we are sitting pretty tight. Yeah, up to 1:30, as you said. The country is just cool, quiet, and it's just about the UN special message from the UX. That is what happened today in the United States. Liberia today again being recognized generally, globally, internationally, and setting such a stage. So Liberians back home here were just happy and jubilating. So we're having a good time, a wonderful time back home here.
Okay, so you guys are very happy that Liberia won the seat at the there's some noise. You guys are okay?
Yeah.
So you are very happy today that Liberia won the seat, a non-permanent Security Council seat within the United Nations. Liberia won that seat before in the 1960s. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, and the seat, for me, I would say congratulations because they won the seat. There was no opponent when it came to that seat, so they were not running against anybody. That's one of
Okay.
the thing. So I don't understand how winning the seat it has become like a whole charade. Wanting to celebrate when you have won something, when you get something, but the news. I mean, coming from Liberia, it seems as if that the people jubilating like they were going against 10 countries, and Liberia became victorious over that seat, and that's some of the things that I wanted to say tonight. I don't understand how an unopposed seat is this celebrated. But it's the nature of our people. I will celebrate when the lives of Liberian youth and the lives of Liberian people uh, somehow change for the best or for the better. That's the time I will be celebrating Liberia. For me, I don't
Hmm.
celebrate empty seats because to me, they're just going to sit there. They are not any major decision maker in the UN. That seat is just there. And we are happy they got it, but I don't think it's a time for celebration. They should go back to work and start to go back to the table and strategize how to take Liberia out of poverty. Liberia is the eighth poorest country in the world, and that seat was won by Liberia in the 60s. And I don't know what benefit it was to Liberia at that time. I wasn't born, so I don't know. But I didn't see anything different because the country still remains the same. Now, if that seat had been won, and they said that Liberians are going to get $1 billion to build all the highways that the country can be connected from county to county on the highways through that seat, then I was going to be dancing culture. Yeah. But right now, the seat
Mm.
doesn't benefit the poor people in Liberia. I see no reason why people are jubilating like this. And it's one thing the seat, yeah, they got the seat. It's a kind of pride to the country. My question is, the layman say, what benefit is to me? Does it feed me today? What food put on my table? My mom, if she was living, she would speak go
Mhm.
and say, and there be and you man you need swah. What kind of trouble we see so? Yes. For presidents and the president and the president, everybody dancing around the place. The
Mhm.
people look at us very funny. Yeah. For a seat that just there doesn't benefit the country in a way that we want Liberia to be benefited at this time. Our youth are dying from drugs.
Mhm.
HIV is taking over Liberia. Are they not discussing that? It's in the news
Mhm.
here in America. It's in the news around the world. So those are the things I would like when they are when Liberia is winning something that will build, connect all the continents and build all the major highways to connect to one another. Then we will
Mhm.
start dancing. For me, I don't see the need to dance that. So I'm just here wondering in my mind why the people so celebrating. I don't know what this thing bring to this country at all. I don't. I said it yesterday. I'm still seeing it today. So they
Mm.
look very funny to me. I have a different mindset, and this is where I stand. Our
Okay.
people are always fool like this. The people start to jubilate in the street that it's going to benefit them. It's not benefiting the woman in the market. Just now, I get a video I can play. The market women in the market empty. Nobody going there to buy because people ain't get money. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
That.
yes. I believe that this is a win for Liberia. And it does not matter to me who started and who ended. I believe in the continuity of governments, and so this is a win for Liberia. I I I think that we can leverage our position, okay, at the Security Council. What I mean is we have to learn to negotiate for Liberia. We have to use our relationship. This exposes Liberians to connect with other people who hopefully will be able to learn from, will be able to ask good questions, that it will give us the opportunities to develop our country, as Madam Grace was talking about. We shouldn't just go there and sit there like we often done complacently, expect handouts. I'm not talking about aids and handouts to be given to us. We now, because of the geopolitics of the world, if United States is saying, which was the number one prime funder of the UN, is talking about withdrawing, or if she has not withdrawn her support from the United Nations. So the geopolitics of the world is different, very different. It's not about the UN is charged with peacekeeping, sanctioning other countries. We have to ask ourselves, um, at what extent do we have a voice in a matter of peacekeeping, or sanctioning other countries? You see the battles around the world. You see Ukraine versus Russia right now. At what extent do we have a voice in saying, Russia, you did wrong to Ukraine? What can we do about that? So I hope that we'll use our leverage, whatever that we have, to negotiate so that we can improve our own healthcare system in the country, so we can improve JFK dialysis center, so people wouldn't be having notification that is closed today. We can improve education so children will not be sitting on the floor, benches that are broken, or they won't have a blackboard or in a classroom. To improve our infrastructure, you go to other countries, you see they have paved roads there. They have sidewalks for people to walk on. But in our country, the last time I was in Liberia, I was wearing, I stopped even wearing my high heel shoes for fear of breaking my ankle because of the uneven pavements that I was walking on constantly. Um, so those are the things that I hope that we'll use our position to leverage, the exposure that we get to leverage how we can improve our country. One last thing I'm going to add, and I also want to welcome Mr. Nangbe to the show. I'd like to add this was a perfect opportunity for us in our country to unite the country. We are seeing that this country is increasingly becoming divided, disunited. Yesterday, we didn't get an opportunity to talk about it, but we'll talk about it. There was a survey done by, they call this Afro Barometers, a company, and this survey shows that 50% of the people are hopeful in the country, another 50% are hopeless in the country. So this was an opportunity that the president of Liberia should have included all the people who past presidents who
Mhm.
who contributed to us winning a non-permanent seat at the United Nations. It is my understanding that some presidents or a president was not mentioned, was in his thank you notes. Um, I think that's a little bit immature in terms of leadership. So that's why I'm going to stop.
So, Mr. Namwe, I would like to welcome Mr. Victor Namwe to the show. Mr. J. Victor Namwe is the Northeast Chair for Citizens Movement for Change here in the United States. So he is a full-blown member of CMC. He is here to come and give to interact with us on the platform. So because this is also his platform, so we want to welcome him. But before Mr. Namwe comes in, I would like to say that Doc, I understand exactly what you're saying, and you said it. I mean, you couldn't say it better. I personally, in my opinion, I won't celebrate Liberia United Nations Security Council seat as it never changed anything and will not change anything for the underprivileged youth, the people which are fighting for the most, the underprivileged youth. I don't even know how to do the word. 'Cause my mind is so bombarded. I don't. Look what happening to our youth in the country. Look what happened to them. This seat does not benefit them in any way. It is okay for Liberia to be seated. Liberia is a founding member of the United Nations, and we respect that. Liberia earned their seat again. They were seated in a position that seat in 1960s. They- I wasn't born at that time. I never heard anything in history show that when they were in that seat or any development to Liberia, and I know those people at that time will have brought development to Liberia now. It's a nice thing for Liberia to be called in that position. Dress well, you called in that position, you go and sit down there. I think that's just for it. They're not making any permanent decision when they're in that seat. Their seat is not a decision making seat. They are part of decision. They can sway them anyway, but there's not permanent decision making seat in the United Nations. So if something don't benefit the youth and the underprivileged people in Liberia, they are still lacking hope. Their seat is served for the leadership to me. The suffering Liberians don't benefit from it at all. So I will not celebrate that. The day I will celebrate Liberia is the day our people's lives are improved and the Liberia can be called a real full blown country. That's when I will start to celebrate Liberia. When my Yamane, where in Bonkante can have water running and they can be able to see light 24/7, I will celebrate Liberia. I hope and I pray that they use that seat to maybe do whatsoever the seat can allow them to do. I don't think they have much privileges when it comes to that seat. Maybe Mr. Victor can come in and tell us he has some insight on it, but I'm not going to be. We can say, okay, congratulations to Liberia, but the way the people dancing on social media, like Liberia have won some $1 billion to face all the roads in the country that the power don't get. Victor?
Yes, thank you very much. It is great to be here. Finally, I've made it on the the PTL. What should I say? Am I in the lounge or on the lounge? I don't know. But thank you very much, Miss Gorman.
You are on the launch.
I'm gonna got you. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Thank you as well. Ansu and Henry in the background, and I'm sure other people back there with you. Thank you very much. You guys, you are fast becoming the talk of the town. Now I can go around and brag some more that I have come in on the lounge, and it's a pleasure to be here. I know we'll talk about other things, but let's talk about this series quite honestly. Look, so I agree with you. Substantively, I don't think this is a big deal. Uh, but it could be made, something could be made out of it. If our people play their cards well, um, it will put them in the room, give them access, give them proximity to, some of the shakers and movers, who matter in the world. The ambassadors of the big five, China, Russia, France, UK, US will be in the room with them. Luis and I go way back. He has his butts about him, but he is he's a networker. I think he will work something out of it. But then you know what they say about Christmas. If it will be good, the Eve would tell you. So on this day that we're winning this thing here, this is a position that symbolizes peace building, security. Can we say that our government is building peace at home? I mean, you already mentioned some of the contributors. Even if they contributed nothing, the fact that they paved the way for this president and this government, he could have been magnanimous and just, kind of thank these people for keeping the doors open for him. But the fact also remains that the previous government, especially the most immediate past government, did a lot of the work, the groundwork for this, for our, our winning of this seat here. I think some acknowledgement. To me, that would have symbolized that we are in the business of peace building. We're opening the doors and spreading the umbrella bigger and bringing everyone under the tent so that we can begin the process of peace building. But here we are, you know, and everything is almost being overtaken now by what the president did not do as opposed to what they did. And this is not what you want. So, we will see how and what they do with this seat. But yes, it is a non-permanent member seat. Look, I don't want to put this seat down, but Sierra Leone has been there already. I mean, come on. I saw the president, the whole country at a standstill because we're getting a position unopposed. I read the public service announcement inviting everybody to, our international partners to come and celebrate, And I'm saying to my God, yes, this is how far we have sunk. But yeah, other countries have been there. Sierra Leone is already there. I don't think this is how, but listen, let's congratulate the government for staying the course and bringing this home. Congratulations to the president. Congratulations to my Scorpion sister, the minister, Sarah Besloyanti. I think, the commendation is in order for them. But really, the onus is on them. What are they going to do with this seat? So we'll wait and see, And if we know this government, like we've seen them perform over the past, 16 months or so, by tomorrow, we'll be talking about something else. I think this is done and we're moving on.
And Victor, thank you. Before Henry comes in, I think you should congratulate President Weah because they left him out. So if you leave him out, they're going to blame you.
Congratulations to Bakugbai Jowia, Barrow Medicine, whatever name we want. You're right. Let me not fall in the trap. So, congratulations to the former president, also Ambassador Kemia, and the whole team. I think they did a lot to, lay the groundwork. I think they secured the AU endorsement and all of that before they even left the stage. So this thing was already bottled up. We were just gonna put a cap on it and take it off the boiler and put it on the side. I think that's what we've done. So yeah, I agree with you. Congratulations are in order for President Weah and his team for laying the groundwork for this seat today.
Thank you. So CMC already said congratulations. Henry, you in Liberia, where you are a youth. So what do you think about this seat, Henry? Does it benefit your life?
First, let me say, welcome to it. We'll have to join hands with other people to extend congratulations to Liberia. Uh, One thing I anticipate is that we hope that it work out for our good, not just go and occupy the seat, just be in the seat. And at times, for them, one thing that came to my mind, I said, let's take it back home. From part of the United Nations Security Council, uh, like what you were saying, the over way there in my hometown, Lofa County, what would benefit when we got other uh, crisis state around, politicians stay tricking the people. You got ministers going as talk show hosts for themselves. They don't want to bring on propagandists to come and push their own message. Where are we heading to? We would be just a barrier of the seat. We just go and take the seat. Okay, yeah, we are already part. What's the next thing? What other plans that are on mind after occupying the seat? How can the country benefit? How can the candidates benefit from this? These are things that they should be thinking, not just about celebrating. We know we happy. So once it is victory, it is our country. If we're not going to congratulate our own country, nobody will do that for us. And Indian men will not come do it for us. So we will send out the congratulations and look out to see what come out of it. How beneficial it will be to Liberia, the citizens, and yes, that's just it from my end.
Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, coming from you, since you form part of the youth in Liberia, thank God you're on the radio. I mean, we want to hear your input on these things. So we thank you for speaking out. And we hope that, as Doc and Mr. Victor Nanangwe said, that we hope they use this seat. I don't know how they will do it to lobby for stuff for Liberia. But then again, after using it to lobby, when the money gets in the country, they put it in the budget and they run $98,000 cost. So we don't know. We're just going to continue to hope until 2029 when CMC start to march to the executive mansion. Let's see what happens. Today, Honorable Musa Hassan Bedete visited the family of President Samuel Kanyando to go and show his condolences to his wife, for the death of his wife, Nancy Bido, who passed away a few days ago, and he was there to show his express his condolences to the family for the passing of their mother. She was one time the first lady of Liberia, and I think it was a very good gesture that he did. I just wanted to share with everyone, though there has been a lot of controversy with the death of Madame Nancy Bido. It was also told that this woman had been living in Liberia suffering. She was, they never really wanted to recognize her. I mean, when I mean the government, she was, her pension and her money that she was supposed to receive as a first lady was taken away from her. She started going through problems trying to get her money that was rightfully hers. It is also told that she visited with the former president, President Weah, and she was not welcome there, and all of those things. So there's a lot of controversy behind this whole Nancy Bido death. And most of the time, we as Liberians, we tend to, you know, glorify people when they already dead. When these people are alive, for us to show them our respect and our love for them and our appreciation for whatsoever they did that resonated with you, or maybe it did something for you. They don't do it, but when the person is dead, then everybody will be trying to be, trying to go and sympathize with them. But the political leader, he did his sympathy with them, and I mean, he had, I would say he had nothing to really do with whatsoever the government was doing, because he doesn't have that kind of power concerning her pension and everything to make sure she has it. And the problem, I saw a whole write up from the daughter, Veronica Mamido, concerning we are paying homage to her mother. She did not like that because she said when her mother was really in need, they were never there for her. And so they don't have no right to even speak on her death. So a lot of things that going on is so sad. But we want to thank the political leader of the CMC. At least he went there and showed his gesture of condolences to the family, and he expressed his sympathy to them. And if you all got anything to say about that.
I'd like to add that the political leader of the CMC demonstrated leadership qualities today. He showed his ability to empathize to the family that is grieving, the Dole's family. He showed his ability to be compassionate. He also showed maturity. Okay, this is what we expect from leaders in our country, to be able to, put our differences aside, no matter who we are, no matter what we look like, our gender, our tribal affiliation, or even our religious affiliation, can sort of put that aside when the interest of the country is paramount. That's when we come together, and he was able to show that. I did see somewhere in my readings, and I was trying to pull that information out, where the daughter, Mamindu, of the president, the past president, former president Samuel K. Doe, is still asking Liberia to please grant her mother a proper, burial. She asked that in as much as her mother was the first indigenous, and I'm using that word because quote unquote indigenous first lady, she used that word in her communication to the government, which is loaded to me, that she said that the government should please, as they have recognized other leaders in the country, other first ladies, to please recognize her mother as such. So I think it's a clearing call to our government to now again use this opportunity to unite our people. Give Mrs. Doe and her family what is due to her, and that including the official, proper governmental burial rights. That's what I have to add.
Mr. Name?
Yeah, no, I agree with you and agree with Dr. Richardson. I think there's a time for everything. I think now is the time for this family to grieve their loved one and bury her in peace. I absolutely agree with Dr. Richardson. I think going there to help, the leaders who become, the chief at everything, consoler in chief. And I think going in to identify with the family, I think that was a good move on the part of the political leader, Miss Honorable Musa Asambelete. I agree. Also, I think we should table the controversy, between the former president Weah and what he didn't do, what he did for this lady. I think there is a lot that will be said about that, but I think for the time being, I think we should let them bury their dead in peace. I agree with those who say, let's take the politics out of it. So for now, I want to also join the political leader in expressing my deepest sympathies to the bereaved family and the Republic of Liberia, because this lady was the first lady of Liberia, and may her soul rest in peace. And let me correct myself. This is TPL, my wife just reminded me, is right there staring at me in the face. It's on the screen. And I think when I came here, I bungled it. But yes, it is the political lounge. So I mean, I'm in TPL. I'm still getting
You
it.
own the lodge.
I'll,
Okay.
I'll just leave it
Yeah.
at
So just from my end, very quickly, before we dive into other issues, that's the reason I'm always saying to people, uh, it is not how happy you are at all time, but how other can be happy just because of you. To see the political leader, going. I don't think it should have been here at this time. People who's in state power should be the one, on the forefront of this. But this is what we are saying. Liberia as a country, I don't just understand at times. You in that farm, certain people doing certain things, but think when I call for news, they running about making news or back and forth, back and forth. So we say we join the political leader again, the PL for the CMC movement, the citizen movement for change, to express our condolences to the family. That's life. It has happened. But what happened now is that imagine the first lady ever, if the system is not placed in order, and then tomorrow we see similar thing happen today, who are we going to blame? When people who were, in state power before, they are not, on their dying bed, or better still, at a crucial time of this, when you expect people going to do the needful, the exact things, they are not doing it, and no system. So tomorrow, how the order going to be like when such thing happen? When anybody passes or you see people not turning up, how are they going to define it again? How's the definition going to be? So, but that's life. It will not be rosy at all time. It will be, flip flop. But howbeit, we say our condolences to the family, from the citizen movement for change. The uh, the, the TP. I don't want to be like Mr. Nangwe. So the TPL. Yes, we say our condolences to you guys. That's life, and many thanks to the PL as well. For showing up, for the movement. We say thank you, Mr. PL Musa Sampedete. Thank you so kindly.
Yeah, and that's the empathy and the compassion that honorability has. And sometimes people wonder why all these people follow this man and things that he wants to do. He has a lot of support. Is because the way he show up for the people, especially the people that are in vulnerable situation. It's easier to say when it's not your family sometimes, and because of peace sake, people say, "Oh, let people forget it, and this and that." But Nancy Doe went through a lot, and we pray that they give her the proper burial. But I was going to wish that they could have given her the proper life. For her husband being in a president and she was first lady for this long, she been through a lot. This woman has been through a lot. Even being her husband being president as an indigenous Liberian, they came with nothing to the table. I mean, nothing was there, not the education, not anything. They had to start from scratch. And she went through her own troubled times. But for the leaderships that came and went, I mean, for people not to just give this woman what she totally deserved, she was not on a second time. King said, I never even knew where the woman. I mean, we never heard about her. She was just like an outcast, And it all well for us to say that. So next time, we hope that the other first ladies to come will be treated better than this. But we also hope that they give her the proper burial. But I wish she would have had the proper life. Her pension was given to her on time. I wish she could have had that, and I wish that they could have respected her in her position at the time she was alive, because her soul is gone. So the proper burial does nothing for her. Only her children will see it, but what I mean, she's not here. So we want to come to a state within ourselves, within our country, within the system, to make sure these things are done properly, the process carry on the right way, so the country, will benefit in somehow, because her great grandchildren will see that, oh, my mother and my grandmother was one time a first lady, and this is how she was treated. But what is going in history is a bad history for the country concerning Nancy Bito. Thank you. Oh, okay.
No, I was going to say this quickly, right?
Yeah.
Look, the problem we have is we have a lot of um, um, vengeful leaders. People come into power and they come in, to take revenge. We have a lot of it in our government. What do I mean by that? Look, when you are in government, right, it's a privilege, and we have to make sure you do the right by us. If you don't, we'll criticize you. We're not enemies. And so when you leave government, you're into private life, you have to be appreciated for the little that you did while you were in government. I mean, I'm talking about Jiggin Scott. Jiggin Scott dying under the very ministry he was minister of. You understand me? This is a man who was the minister of justice, and he died under the building. No care. Gabriel Bacchus Matthews. This man was 2 times foreign minister. He needed to leave the country. He was denied. You understand me? And we can talk about Nessa B. Doe. She was the former president. Forget about husband's politics, whatever, whatever. They did some level of good when they were in office, and there's some benefits that they're entitled to. When they leave office, they should get these benefits. And I think all she was asking, I think she just wanted the little care to survive. I don't think that was too much to ask. Let's not even go to the ECOWAS judgment and all of that. But what about a little bit? And she said the last time she tried to meet with President Weah, she was there with the former President Bla's wife, I believe. So apparently, so that I think we need to, our people need to pay attention to this. When you serve in government and you accrue your benefits when you leave government, I think they should, unless you are taken to court and these things are legally seized from you, they should let your benefits flow to you so that you can take care of yourself. But this whole thing of because you were in government and you did this to me, and therefore I'm in government now, I will make sure you suffer. It's crude, and it's really, really is too archaic. We got to graduate from that. And I think this is what is happening. This lady, instances, but I say here, I'm not going to go political about her passing. We'll leave it there. But yeah, our people, we need to pay attention to that. Because when you leave government, you will fall in the same shoes. Somebody else has to take care of you. That's all this is about. It's a susu. Let me put it that way.
Doc, we can hear you.
I want to agree with you, Mr. Namwe, because we have, when you're in government, you're supposed to be representing all people, all Liberians. Okay, you can't be selective in who you're going to, show gratitude or empathy to. Got to be all Liberians. And we have this tendency, you're right, we have this tendency to say, oh, you did this to me. And we do that in our own personal relationship with each other, even in people in government. Oh, okay. You put right now the argument instead of looking at the bigger picture of, how can Liberia leverage their support right now to develop our country? You're talking about, oh, who started the application? Who finished the application? When you're incoming, you didn't do this. It just sort of destroys the human sensitivity. It destroys our development. It makes us seem so petty and ugly to the rest of the world. We don't realize what we're doing. So I agree with you that this we lost a moment with this woman's death, with Jenkins Scott's death, with Barker Matthews' death, with uniting, showing some sense of maturity and uniting our country. And if we don't do that, we are doomed to failure. We're not, if we don't emphasize our human capacity, our human resources, we are doomed to fail as a country. We can have all the resources, they get all the diamond. This government can say, oh, we are member, non-permanent members, seat at the United Nations. Our economy is this and stuff. But if you don't focus on how we relate to each other, I don't foresee our country growing.
And Dr. Richardson, it even expresses itself in governance. Every government comes in, they have their own agenda. Government continuity. They come in, they don't want to have anything to do with the previous government. Ellen Johnson brought what poverty reduction, whatever was it. Then we are in the propo and whatever. Now we have the arrest agenda.
Rescue.
Well, what about we develop a 25-year plan? Everybody comes in, they follow that plan, but because we not want to have anything to do with Ellen Johnson's plan, Waka will not want to have anything to do with Weir's plan. You understand me? And what do we do in the process? Millions go to waste. And now we're fighting over who started project and who finished project. Who cares? Who really cares?
Who cares? You're right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how the history is taken away. Excuse me, I big on history. You know, the history is taken away because we don't follow the processes. What is the protocol? Nancy Doe was the first lady. She owned that title. She owned it for 10 years. She did. And for her to even go to the former president's office and sat outside for 8 hours with them paying her no mind, it's not sending only shame to her and her family, it's sending shame to the entire country. You know, what is the protocol? She was supposed to even have security details all her life. She was supposed to be protected. So I hope they learn from this. We're not going to dwell on it, but we don't want this to continue because it doesn't stop. Bago Mafia the same way. Chicken start down under that ministry in the dumper. You're trying to look for food. Why is it a government official who serve? You know, my sister working in Jenkins Scott's office when she was a teenager in BRA school. She told me the story. On vacation time, they would go and work. So she went to Mr. Scott. They sent her there to work, and she was working there. In her heart, my sister is older than me. She's my older sister. She thinks he was the best person ever. That this man was so nice. He treated them so nice in the office, the way he would even talk to them. So one day, this person came to visit in the office, and she was supposed to write a slip because she worked at the reception, and so she wrote a slip and told him, say, "Oh, Mr. President, Mr. Justice Minister, this, that person came to see you. They have an 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock appointment." And she took the slip to him. And then he took the slip and then he rang the bell. He said, "Your call that receptionist back to my office." And my sister went back to the office, extremely scared now that she had done something. He said, "No, what are you scared for?" He said, "God, you wrote that?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "Your penmanship is amazing." He said, "You got a beautiful penmanship." He said, "Oh my God. I mean, we got good citizens coming up in this country. This country is going to be great." And he started to encourage her. Yes. So I don't care sometimes when I even say Chinky Scott, she can say, "Grace, Chinky Scott, you need to know him." I knew the man because I worked with him 2 different vacation jobs in 2 years. He was the best person you could have ever known. Chinky Scott died in the dumper trying to find food. All the way he was that top minister, they did not give him the privileges that he deserved. And that's the reason why our country cannot see its way. People say, "Oh, we don't know what's wrong with Liberia. We don't know what's wrong with Liberia." This is what is wrong with Liberia. This is what is wrong with Liberia. But we can change the topic now. God could go on. This is what is wrong with our country. Well, we start talking every day. We need to really get inside and ask prayer for their country.
I think your video, Madam Grace. Please check it out.
Yeah. As Grace is checking out the video, I want to just say that you guys have made such brilliant points and some of the lessons that we need to learn as Liberians. You know, when I hear Mr. Namit speaks about, Ellen came in with poverty reduction, we are came in with poor government, and now we have the rescue mission. But if you ask all 3 of these governments, what are your objectives, mission statement, and vision for Liberia? What did you accomplish, in a significant way? I'm not talking about, we build 60 kilometers of roads or, we build schools. What did you do? That's the question that I beg to ask. Yeah. With all of these things, when somebody to a poverty reduction, to what extent did you reduce poverty? When somebody say I have a poor agenda, the people in Gibraltar, how did you move them from the poverty level to sustaining themselves? What jobs did you create short of padding the payroll? Because that's the new thing now, supplemental payroll. We want to put everyone to give everybody a job for maybe jobs that people don't even have skills to to utilize. You don't send them to school, but you just want to give them jobs. Oh, you say you rescue. What did you rescue? What are you rescuing? You know, are you rescuing our infrastructure by just maybe building road that people built in 1950s, 60s? Not today, not the roads of today, you know. So these are the questions that I like to ask. But you guys made an excellent point. Hopefully we'll grab some lessons. I always like to see uh, events as an opportunity to learn, opportunity for me to move forward. And so hopefully Liberia will see these events that have happened in our country as an opportunity to learn from.
We will continue to speak. We'll continue to talk. We'll continue to lend our voices. We'll continue to fight. Some of our friends are giving up. They are living their lives. And some of my friend in Hawaii, she said, girl, on the beach in Hawaii, continue talking. All your fingers still on your neck. She said, I'm living my life. But, most of the time, some of us, this that we do, people don't know it's a gift. We can't help it. Yeah, we just can't help it. You just can't see where you come from. It's not progressing and you can't say anything. Maybe us speaking here today could help somebody in the government to change their mind and say, maybe we need to follow this process and maybe we need to change this thing. And these are the reason why we speak. I was speaking, I don't think it's in vain. So, we'll move on from the topic. We from CMC, especially the CMC or Global and Diaspora USA, we will send our condolences to the Doe family. We mourn with you. We are sorry for your loss. May God comfort you and your family always. And we pray that Mrs. Doe gets the proper burial that she needs, and also that the family will be able to move on with their lives and hope that the government can see a fit to at least pay the family, meaning money that they owe the woman so her family can live from it. I just think it's the right thing to do. So we'll move on from this topic. And yesterday there was this issue with the Supreme Court concerning property. I wanted to talk about this because the property thinking, well, get to me too. Concerning property in Liberia with this CDC government, the CDC party, and the Bona people property that they use for their party headquarters. There was discussion in the Supreme Court. They've been having their back and forth for many years. And the Supreme Court on May 28th dismissed a bill of information filed by the Congress of Democratic Change, the CDC, in a land dispute case, ruling the petition legally baseless. So the court found that CDC already paid the people 360,000 because the people had come out to say that CDC had owned them for the property, and also they wanted them to leave the property. They don't want the property to be for them to use that place anymore as a party headquarters. So CDC paid 360,000 in rent to the stomach fee of Bona Estate, and the landlord, the relationship between us, they could not hold. So the people said that, okay, y'all owe arrears, y'all pay, but we still want you to move out, and this thing has been going even when CDC was in power. When it comes to people property in Liberia, it really is painful. I mean, this is the court information I'm reading. So the court even charged the CDC lawyer then 500 for even filing this fake document against the people for their own property, stating that the people, they say additional bill failed to meet legal criteria for such filing as a sanction for the improper filing. The court fined CDC lawyer Ambassador A. Bouti, Butiki, and Thompson and Jabba, they charge them $500 each for even the filing against the people for their own property that the people did not have rights, or the property went file another conjunction trying to take the people property away from them because they pay the people something that they already owed. So the court even got the judge got mad and said, okay, we'll fine you for filing this thing because the filing you even file against the people We're fortunate. I know Mr. Namu will explain the filing because I don't really know about the court what it is, that they really push so much that made the judge so angry that they had to fine in that $500 each. But people property is I went through that. My mother, she paid one house in this life, and she working government for 30 years. She ain't still no buy money. The only house she built, that the property she left. But the other property, then she left it right down, and Corona went there, yeah, so we will see. But one making it took my mom's house for almost 12 years. Before that, man, everybody who know my family know that house for my mom. She built it from scratch. Yeah, man. That man took us to court. The court started taking bribe in like that man. Every time we go, to just push us so I will come back to America, go push us on until one day at least my mom, I think my mom, I just think her spirit got mad. The major got up in the hall one day, he just said, I'm moving out. They were not for me. That's how we got our husband. The court could not help us to get our mother's house back. Knowing very well too, she was the civil servant, first major woman ever in Liberian history. How you take our so when the people do that thing, when they see these people, when they people laying in the property, those kind of thing it gets to me so much. Because people from all the name, people parents then they suffer the bill of property for the children to enjoy. When you come and take the property and you say you can't move on the people property, it's a problem. But then you can come in, then that's how I see with the whole thing. I don't like this. I hope that I bring government stand their ground to get it, but not some of people back their property because as the right, except the people decide to rent that property back to the CDC for the headquarters, it's not right for the people to be treated that way.
I mean, Ms. Gore, quite frankly, I'm not really interested in this case. I don't follow it. I really has absolutely, yeah. But I'll tell you my own personal experience. Then I'll give to Dr. Richardson. We had a little, my wife and I, we had a little piece of thing on the Duval Road Junction. Then doing some work to it, and next door, neighbor, their house got burned. And my little nephew, who was taking care of the place, decided to take these people in because their house got burned. And that's where our fight began. These people occupied our house, refused. Yeah, yeah. I mean, eventually they had to, but I was just shocked. The kind of thing they did, the kind of documentation they brought from the court, telling them they have squatters' right and all of this. And I'm saying to myself, seriously? I mean, you suffer as misfortune, but that's our Liberia. The justice system. I know we'll talk about the CMC, but when we talk about CMC coming to champion systemic transformation in Liberia, these are the kind of thing, a whole system overhaul. You know, what really works in Liberia? You can't go to court and realize and say, yes, I'm going to court and I will get judgment on the merit of my case. And I'm saying that I have very good friends who are lawyers in Monrovia. Some of them are, very, very well-known lawyers. But it's a hit or miss in the legal system. It's unfortunate, but that is the fact. You cannot go to court and assume you will win, your case on the merit of the case. You have to do it the Liberian way. And I think that's what you're describing. These people occupy these people's house. I think the lease is over, whatever it is, why are they going to court? Just move. Move. Since they say you owe the people, pay them and move. Why are you paying $300,000 in rent anyway? Why can't you just build a headquarters with that money? It doesn't make sense to me. But to be honest, it is not a case of interest to me. I'm not following it at all. You're muted up.
I'm sorry, yes. Many Liberians have, experience of the court system as it relates to their property. Interestingly, I got a call today from someone that I know who said he bought a piece of property, a piece of land in the Marshall area and left and came back to the United States. And he said to me that when they got the deed, everything, they got somebody to survey the property and got the deed. And then luckily he looked at it when it was sent to him. It was backdated. He bought the property in he said in May. The property were bought backdated all the way the deed to February. So he couldn't understand why would this deed be backdated. But that is, he said, luckily he caught it. Okay, that is the technicality and the scrupulous behavior of our system that will work. And yes, I like what you just said. When the CMC begin to manage Liberia, it's going to be holistic. We're looking from the legislature, the executive, and the judicial system. We're going to call out the judicial system, that they don't just uh, rule based on exchange of brown envelopes. They use the law and look at the merit and demerit of the case. That's what we want in our country, and I'm sure all Liberians will agree with me. And lastly, I like to add, I like to kind of look at this from another perspective. Why in the world a political party or two political parties, because the Unity Party had the same problem. If you guys recall, rightfully, the Unity Party were located and were relocated. They had to move. They owe the people money and they had to move. Now a CDC party comes into play and almost the exact same thing happened. They owe the people and they have to move. Why do we have entire political institutions in our country that are running our country? They can't even govern themselves correctly. They can't even follow the court order. They can't even use their own financial accountability to the party members. All right, or use good judgment, as Mr. Nama is saying. Why in the world you spend $370,000? You can't go pay your own headquarters. So I, for the life of me, I don't know what these political parties, why are they renting buildings. I mean, they in power. There's a lot of property in Liberia. I'm not saying that they should get it fraudulently, but they can use good judgment and get good property in the cause of the people who they are representing in the party.
Mhm. And before answer them coming in the studio, the reason why I wanted to really discuss this, because these people going through a lot, and a lot of Liberians have experienced this, especially the Liberians that live in the diaspora. We go through this a lot. You know, my mother's house was dilapidated. The man destroyed the house to the core, and he could not live in it anymore. If I show you pictures when I saw the house to where I brought it, you will say, "But Grace, your strength is too much," because everybody gave up. So and they allowed him to do that. The system allowed. I even went up to Kopo when he was the chief justice. Kopo was even telling me his experience for his own house too, what they were doing to him as the chief justice of the country. He too was going through such a thing, and it's really sad for us to see this thing. And thank God that, talking to Honorable Ability, he mentioned one time he was very concerned about the way the property business is, carried out in Liberia, and that's the reason why he was looking up to open an office, just for that CMC, Citizen Movement for Change, to help the Liberians then who having problem with their land and their property, for the office to be able to be looking after these people properties and stuff. When you buy something, to make sure that that man who had the backdated information, make sure they go by and check whether that property is legit, just to help the spread Liberians, and even Liberians in Liberia, what they go through with this land issue and people dying and some people losing their family homes that they have all their lives and stuff like that, and giving up on Liberia. They don't want to be bothered with the country because of that and all those things. So, we're hoping that CMC will bring that to light, and so it can help a lot of Liberians. But we all have suffered this, and sometimes it's just fair enough for us to discuss it. Ansu, do you have anything to say since you're in Liberia? Did they take any of your parents' houses?
No,
Hmm.
no. As I said again, no. But these are major issues when it comes to land issue, politics. These are some of the things that we many times we come across on the radio. People come here to the station to explain their story, and just what I saying about that, Greg. It comes to now with money. If you don't have the money to face it, the justice system, you find it so difficult. So people goes there, they loses the property because one man who gets small money will just claim, way back people used to say, well, yeah, I know how it is possible that your parents will just stay across the river and get through a ride and say from here all the way to where they're at your place. You alone get that error. So he will come back with, and so long he comes with that money, so long he comes with that money, you go to the court, you go in, you turn that case around. The people that at the end of the day, you leave that place. Many times people come here at the station, they come, they will complain. Mom Barkley in. I will advise people say on the platform, the Mom Barkley in.
Don't bother Linda.
Yeah, don't buy land. Mom Barkley in. Don't buy land. People come from there every time with cases. People look. Sometimes it can go as far as like a war that you can see the conflict where you see people taking weapons go against each other for property. If you don't have the money, it goes to the court. You lost that case. As for the CDC case on the last time when you were talking about, I said, uh, for me, I'm not really going deep into the story because it had been a story that been around for a very long time. And if certain time will come to get this thing, it will just go down. I don't know what type of arrangement they in the banana or kind of family will go through. It will just go down. Now they are talking about the 10th of this month to leave that place. Giving the 10. And they put talking about, I think the 6th or the 7th will be the blue gathering day. Seriously, blue gathering day. That will be between, I think, for now, either to the 6th or the 7th. Seriously, blue gathering day. And seriously, to leave that place on the 10th. So if you just look at it, you know that uh, there's certain arrangement. There's certain thing, maybe the owner of that place and the CDC administration just going back and forth. But at the end, they will handle it though. They will
Yeah, but
handle
the
it.
thing is that
Yeah.
answer is in the public now, and then when something is wrong, you have to say it's wrong. Whether it's an arrangement, the court is ordering that these people saying that the people should leave their property. So we will go by what the court is saying because the court is the highest law-making decision body in the country, and they are saying that these people need to leave the people property. So we'll go by that. So I don't know what arrangement they have, but this resonates with us a little bit because people are going through these things. Ordinary people, when it
Hmm.
comes to this, we see that a lot of people have lost their family property and all of that because of that. Even to yesterday, one of my friends just posted on Facebook that they took one of her property and things like that, and she was calling, So people are going through these things, and the court of the country, the judicial system need to have to do something about this. The system is there. How it's not working? How one person can even go buy one 2 times? Because in America, when you buy land, you can't buy it again because two
Mhm.
people said, "But no, this is already owned by this." So I don't understand how it working. What they're doing, like that this thing is not working. So, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna do some welcoming on the platform. Mhm.
I was gonna add that I like the part that you added, and that saying that the CMC will at least begin to bring awareness to
Yeah.
people, like, how do you purchase land, what the process that you need to go through, what needs to be done on a deed, how do you do get survey certification of survey. So those are the things that we would like to educate all Liberians, even the Liberians in Liberia and the Liberians outside of Liberia. So that office that you and I believe in passing, we did hear the political leader discussing such a matter, will be very helpful to Liberians and to Liberians in Liberia and to Liberians in the diaspora, because we just don't know. And the thing about this is, Grace, it affects us so badly. And briefly, I will tell you, we have I graduated. Well, I didn't graduate. I attended the Bong Education Center Alumni Association, where I attended Boy Education Center School in Beaumont,
Hmm.
and we have an alumni association in this country. We've been trying to buy land over the past 3 to 4 years, and one of the things that people are telling us, the first person didn't have the deed. We discovered that she was selling the land, but she didn't own the deed. The second person jacked the price up because they heard that we are from the diaspora. The third person, they told us to pay them some money. They were going to go to the archive to get the deed, and we have not heard yet. So this is where we stand. We are at the place where we have to make a decision. But what it does is, here it is. We have all of this money that would like to help support the next generation in education. That's that's our the whole purpose of our being is to
Yeah.
support the next generation, build a school. We just want a piece of property to do that. And just to buy the land, we are going through all this trouble. Three, four buyers, we've been through, and we want to substantiate to make sure that we do the right thing. That's like what we'll do in this country. You go and check the deed out. You make sure that it's okay. You make sure that the person who owns the property is the rightful person. And that's what we've been doing. Get up. We hire a lawyer. The lawyer not just a PL also. We can't even find a lawyer. So this is really an important issue that we need to discuss on this show. But yes, I just wanted to add that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, quickly. I'm sorry. I know we want to go to the cause, Dr. Richardson. The point we are making here is all about governance, right? People follow the leader. Your job is to help us find solutions, and the best solutions are the simplified solutions that everybody can live with. At the land situation, I don't think it's that complicated. We have title companies in Liberia that do the searches. We have to keep the records that, for instance, if Ms. Gore wants a piece of land, she goes to the archive. Wherever she goes, it is there that this land. Now we have to make sure that this deed that has been established is also is going to make sure whoever is responsible, what is the land commissioner, the information is going to filter down to everybody else. So if you go to do a search on the property and you have already bought that property, it should register with our government. But I don't think it is happening. I mean, I've heard cases of people, selling land from the palm wine table or whatever it is, and when the real owner comes, they run away. They don't have the deeds. Now you're talking about so much money you have from the aluminum association. That's money that could benefit the country, but you can't use it because the system is so clunky, it's so bulky. That I mean, everybody has their own experience. For us, the guy who said they had a land, he was the pastor. For Christ's sakes, he sent us videos from here. We went home and man, ain't got no land, But I just wanted to make the point about leadership. This is why our leaders, that's why you are called the leader. You have to lead us, take us beyond the horizon, the place the common man cannot see easily. You got to take us there and tell us and show us what is possible. And that's why somehow, I would talk about why I came to the CMC. I heard Mr. Richardson last night, and I was like, okay, this guy, yeah.
but we will be asking you that question. So exactly.
I
Yeah.
said, let's give Chris the opportunity to welcome her, the
Yeah.
viewers, and then we'll put you in the hot seat.
And then
Yes.
this guy, he's setting the bar too high now. I don't know why I
Of
was
course,
saying.
but every time y'all come here, we have to ask that question. What? Yeah. So especially when it's your first time appearing, you have to answer that question.
And
So
we hope to
anyway,
see more of you.
yeah, we want to welcome James S. Yangwi. James said, please congratulate that brother. Your congratulations, yeah, for your empty seat. Thank you very much, James. Then we have Darius Topa. He said, I'm watching live. Big Liberia. I am watching from Benin. Henry D. Jala, Big Liberia. Oh, Emmanuel Jonisa said he's following. Leona Podet Yuani Yakpe. I keep asking her, can I join this party? I want to join this party with my heart. Okay, Leona, we're gonna take your Henry. Can you write Leona name down and then make sure you contact him? He's on the live feed. He wants to join CMC. Come and be a part of us, Leona. Mok Konate, he said, I'm following. Hope we can have opportunity to join the show to give our view on national issues as well. Then Abraham Baga, he said, I'm watching from my end. Binta Ability, she said, good evening, my CMC family. Binta, she on her schedule. She said she's not going to sleep.
Yes.
Thank you for watching, Binta. We have
Binta, if I can just interrupt you a little bit, Grace. Binta just informed me that she was appointed to be the CMC auxiliary head today. So congratulations.
congratulations.
You well
Congratulations.
deserved. You fight a good and hard fight all the time. She's fighting for CMC on Facebook. So Binta, congratulations. She just texted me on the show.
Yeah, congratulations, Pinta. We wish you the best in your position, girl. And we want to welcome Sophie Blamo. She said she's watching. Mohammed Enza Dole. He said hello to our dynamic leaders of the CMC. Thank you, Mohammed. Damin Toke. I am watching from Grand Bassa County, CMC. Thank you for watching. Mr. Jerome Gaiman Obriwa is watching. He said, welcome, Honorable Nangwe. And then we have Mr. Mo Konate. He said, Francine Chinowe Richardson, you are said all the government should see how best to give the former First Lady their benefits, the former first ladies, their benefits, not only Madame Nancy Do, but every other person. Yes, every other first lady deserve their benefit. Anybody who's serving Liberia and gave their service to the country deserve their benefits. Yes, that's when you work in public service, it's a serving position. People don't get paid much. You know, like the public service and they put in around and $8,000. Yeah, we're working, they don't pay all much money, but when they say benefits, we got it. Yes, they will give you your benefits here. So we hope like work can follow suit. But we want to thank Milton for Alexa Gori, Dor for watching. Say good morning, my CMC family. And also Otello Dillon is watching. I think I will tell her. I think I will tell her I owe you a call. So we want to thank everybody for watching and we want to welcome you again to the platform. If you are watching us, it's good to be here. Share the show. We have our USA Northeast chairman on the platform on the lodge with us today by the name of J. Victor Nangme. And we have the famous question that we ask all of them when they come here. Why CMC?
Oh, CMC, because it's the same reason Mr. Richardson gave yesterday. No, I tell you that my wife and I was sitting down watching. I said, look, this guy. I thought I was really laid back, but this guy, laid back, suave, and I see how he put a rush on Dr. Richardson.
I saw you say, "Oh wow, Dr. Richardson."
I mean, because you were on air yesterday, my wife was saying, okay, take it easy, lady, you're on air, okay? Let me say this. Look, I tell you this, right? And I'll be honest, I briefly affiliated with the Progressive Alliance of Liberia. Yeah, that's how old I am. And then I became active with the Progressive People's Party. We later on became UPP, and this is all the Gary Backers. But I'm saying for over 40 years, all of my life, I've been with the UPP. This going election cycle, I supported the CPP candidacy, but I didn't join anything. I was an advisor to the CPP. But this time, I joined the CMC. First of all, I told my colleagues, I have a lot of my friends back in Monrovia, when I went to Monrovia, they're waiting, and I said, look, we were sitting down and I said, have you guys seen what Musa is doing? And to a person, of course. Most of our politicians come in and they want us to elect them based on a promise, If you elect me, I will do this. If you elect me, I will change that. But this guy comes in and he is saying, I'm going to do this. And then I will come to you. And you tell me if what I'm doing here is worthy of my service, of me serving you. And then before I'll pop the question. And I started away in Monrovia. And this is how he put it to me. And I said to myself, for over 40 years of progressive advocacy, we've never had the means to drive the change that we wanted to see. And this gentleman seems to have, the means and the drive to do this. Why don't we help him, help us drive the change that we've been looking for? And that has been my motivation. I mean, and I was texting the cheerleader last night. I said, we need to start taking a tally of all the things that he's doing. We come and put it on the ticker here. Let's scroll down or put it on our website, keeping track of all the stuff he's doing. I mean, he started with the roads in Nimba, and now you're talking about Mark Gibby, another road there, a high school in Mark Gibby. He was on the show with you guys, I think, on Thursday. He was talking about connecting all the other 6 northern counties and doing all of this stuff, and then getting ready to go to Bassa and then do this thing, and eventually end up with the South. I mean, what more do you want from a politician? And so This is a talk and do politician. To me, you'll never find a perfect character. I've heard all the nonsense people say. Well, all the reservations that people express. We are not going to allow perfection be the enemy of the good. I think Musa means well. We need to come in and help him. Help, give him advice, help him direct the process. I think it means well. And so this is why I came to the CMC. If I'm going to be able to impact my people, and based on that, they ask me to serve, I'll be proud to do that. Or they ask the CMC to serve, I'll be proud to do that. And that's why I'm here to help the CMC. I think that what the political leader has started, I'm calling on my friends, and those of them who are listening to me now, those of them who we talk all the time, come on board. The CMC is not going to be perfect. We're not going to get it right all the time. But when you come in together, we can all make it right. Come in and let us join hands and help this process. I read the Constitution. It says a lot of good stuff. Just last night I was reading it again. It captures pretty much everything. And so that is what brought me to the CMC. I know Mr. Richardson said he was in the shadows for a long time. Man, he met Musa and then had a one-on-one with him, and then you guys met in Europe, and yes. So this is what politics is about, come in. You can't sit on the sidelines. There's no neutrality. To sit on the sidelines is to identify with the oppressor. Come in, take a side. If it is the CMC, come and join us. Let us drive the change that we want to see. So that's why I'm here. And I'm ever since I got here, I've never felt at home. Grace will tell you, Madam Goa will tell you, I forgot we're on air. We talk a lot. I know that Richardson, you're a little busy, but I have been excited. I've been on this thing for a very long time, but I feel like a kid because I wake up in the morning really excited, knowing that I'm going to hear something that I like, or I'm going to witness something that I like. I'm going to see something that I like. Look at what he did today. I'm not sure how many people have gone to sympathize with the Doe family. So he's out there active, doing something. We're talking about, what is happening in Nimba, what the caucus has decided. He's not going to be, he's not going to let that bother him. He's moving on. Some of the caucus members who voted against him, they beg him to go and do some development in their backyard. And can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? So, I think the CMC is off to, something good here. And I think all of us should, I encourage all of us to do our part to help the process.
And thank you, Mr. No, thank you, Mr. Nangwe. And you just said it right. Well, let me tell you something about Mr. Nangwe. I really like working with Mr. Nangwe.
Oh, am I going to start blushing now, or what am I supposed to do?
I want your wife to blush for this. I want your wife to blush.
You watching? Okay.
The way he carries himself, I admire men that really have real.
Let me interrupt you, my friend Glendy. I know you're watching. She just wants to know you watch. You now put some funny face and then, yeah, Glendy, I said it. That means okay. All right, you need to come.
No, the face she put at me. Oh, she means she happy for you.
I can't read these things, so I don't know what it means.
I know. Let me tell you that she happy for you.
Thank you, Glenn. Like that.
But working with different people had made me, especially within like breast settings. I have worked with a lot of professional people in America, but working with like brain people made me to see a whole different light. I mean, we have some awesome people. Then in myself, I think like how Liberians can be this awesome, but still our country lacking. Mr. Nangwe brings so much to the table. The first time I met him, the way he talked, and one thing I commend him for, he would never talk or mention his wife. And I really, really like that. He always acknowledge his wife. My husband does
it. So go ahead.
My husband does the same thing for me. My husband's a musician, right? He's a gospel artist. He sang in Hollywood. He went to all the big places in America here already. And every time he goes on stage, even I'm not there, check what Mr. Nangbe does. He would recognize me, he would say something about me to the crowd. And he said that to Doc, he would explain to Doc how he does that. I think that today he was even telling you, right? So Mr. Nangbe has that same behavior. He always, even when in meeting, he will mention his wife, and I really, really like that about him and the communication skills. He makes it very easy for me as a USA chair. He will make sure he inform me things that he want us to do and accomplish in the Northeast East region, even with ECMC as a whole. He will always communicate that with me. Grace, you think I think we should do this. And for me to have him on the team, I feel protected. And I show his wife even feeling more protected, being that she's a wife. Because if I can feel it just working with him, in a political party, I know what she's getting at home. And I just want to commend you for that. I want to commend you for coming on the team. You are a brilliant man, and I can't wait to see what we have to offer the Liberian people if they give us a chance. This team that ability put together will do immense difference in the country if the country allow the CMC citizens movement for change to lead that country. Even if they give us one term, that people will change for the better. That people will change for the better. And I just want to tell you thank you for being on the team, and thank you for what you bring to this thing, because you bring a lot. You bring
Thank
a
you
lot.
very much. Thank you
Mhm.
very much, my dear. Look, I appreciate you guys. The one thing I am is, you get what you see. If I don't like it, I will tell you. But like I said, I'm really having a good time. I think I'm in good company. And thank you for the kind words from my wife. Danny will tell you, our community call Victor and Miko. They don't even call about that because I look at the two, but we've been together for a very long time. So sometimes I don't even it's second nature, but I appreciate the compliment. And I heard Dr. Richardson last night how protective the husband is. I'm sure I'll meet your husband in Minnesota, so I think we'll have a good time. But
Yes.
I think we all advising Musa. I come on the meeting sometimes, I listen, and I myself I'm learning. I've been at it, but times have changed. The way we did it during my time, we didn't talk about app. We were talking about all this stuff. No, we didn't. We had cable. so so I have to also listen to you guys and learn the new ways of doing things. I was, telling Ben Sammy the other day. The young people, the way things are done now. I'm not necessarily saying you guys are young, but I'm saying times have changed. So I myself, I am ready. I'm willing to help and learn. But like you said, and I know Pastor Dr. Richardson, I think it is on all of us. And we'll make mistakes, but we have to own our mistakes and have short memories. We will learn from them, but we got to move on. I think we have a good thing going here if we play our cards right, like you're saying. I think the future is pretty bright for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
That.
Yes. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. I've been sitting and listening to Mr. Nangwe, and you talk about some of the political leader developmental, activities or the agenda in which cutting across the country. But now my question now is that, especially back home here in Liberia, in opposition space, they always see it like maybe a year to election, is to start meeting the constituents or start visiting the people sometime with election, yeah, before they start carrying on, some of the activities. But as you said, the CMC political leader just in 2025. Uh, with this early stage, cutting across already. Nima counted, Greg Kidman counted, Mike Gibby counted, Monserrato counted, and we are staying to 2025. Don't you see it's too early? Do you think that he's ready for this? He prepared for this?
That answer. Thank you for the question. I did ask that question too when I met him in Monrovia, but I didn't ask a question he would best answer. But to tell you what he told me, yes, actually he does have a plan, and this is all part of the plan. What he said to me was, "Look, for the next 2 years, I want us to pound the pavement and introduce this party to the people. We'll do that for about 2 years, and after that, we'll take a temperature and see where we are, and then we need to recalibrate." But he's aware of how far we are from 2029. So that's the short answer to your question. And I think he's ready for it. The way he described it to me, it sounds like he has it all mapped out.
And you see it too as like how in the opposition space. to start engaging the people at this early stage. For your end, do you see it, as the rightful time for him? Because many times our people wait for election, election year. They wait for 2 years to election, or or the election year before they start doing all these things.
Yes, I think, in fact, I think it has worked against most of our people, waiting too late, because, and then they begin to describe them as election season, candidates. So, starting this early, I think the only concern would have been whether he will be able to sustain. But he seems to have programmed himself for that. But I think it is in our interest to start this early. One, we're not coming in on the eve of election, so we're not just coming to pander to the people because we want to get elected. We actually want to do something. It also gives us the opportunity to do things for them to see. It gives us enough window to do things like he's promising, because you need time to do some of these things. So you can't, you're not going to say, okay, I was going to do this, but I don't have much time. And so I think the time factor is in our favor.
Yeah, that you can come in.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to tell you, Mr. Namwe, thank you so much for being a part of the
Thank you
team.
as well, Doc.
I truly enjoy
Let
working
me
with
cut you off
you.
first. We've never been friends, right? I always say that. Our first meeting was Spoon TV, and I had come in to defend a position Yola had taken, and she and the team, Miss Grace, they gave me a bad day. So I reminded her, but yeah, it's a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, you remind me every time we get a chance to talk. But and this is the beauty, I think, of being in this party. We don't always have to agree, but we have one thing in common, which is Liberia. And I truly enjoy working with you. This morning, one of the first thing that Grace told me when we talked was, I got good news from Mr. Namwe, and I we're not going to share the news. Yeah, I'll let you guys work it out. But it suggests to me that you are a party member, and I appreciate all party members, but particularly the party member of your characteristics is you call our part you talk about a leader being a talk and do person, but so are you. You did your work. You read about the political party. You mentioned several times. I read the Constitution. It has some good things in it. Okay. You told us you even went to Liberia. You met with the political leader and asked him questions. And one of the things that you like about this political party is that we're not just coming to ask you and make promises to you. Okay. You observe and you noted, and you all can see it on social media that this political leader resonates well with you. He works well with you because he's not just sitting down, he's doing stuff. And that's sort of is the type of person you are. And that's the reason why you're attracted to CMC. And so I appreciate that, because I think there's we appreciate all members, but there's a theme that runs through us, wanting Liberia to succeed. And one of the ways that Liberia can succeed right now is some significant transformation, which you bring, and many of the other team members bring. So I appreciate you. I hope that we are successful in our undertakings. So
Thank
yeah.
you very much, Dr. Richardson. I mean, I could go ahead and say everything I wanted to say. It would take all night, but thank you very much. Like I said, I appreciate the company I'm in. I mean, you're a big deal in Liberia now, but you don't let it get to your head. You come in just as an ordinary person. You have a task to perform, and yet, when we come to these meetings, you have patience. I like you summarize everything all the time. You never stop teaching, and it's a good thing. It means you're listening, right? Even when you're on your network, you make sure you summarize what the president said to make sure that they know you understood them, and I like that. But above all else, this is a big task that all of us have. But the camaraderie we've been able to build over the short period of time, I think it is really going to help us do a lot together. And I appreciate the fact that you're heading the team. So you don't inhibit. You let everybody reign free, but within bounds. And I think that's what a leader is supposed to do. You should leave us to reign free. Every once in a while we gather And then, I saw you put your foot down at the meeting on Sunday. And I was saying, okay, okay, this is what I was looking for. So that kind of gave me the courage that, yes, when we're going astray, she will rein us in. And I think that's what this is about. Like I said, nobody has all the answers. We'll make mistakes, but we have to regroup quickly and forge ahead. And,
And,
it's
and one thing that is, two things, and I will be quiet, and then Grace can tell us. And I do have another question for you, but so one thing we said, we're not going to let perfection be our enemy here.
Mhm.
I really enjoy that word.
Yes.
That
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 I'm not going all, but look, who in Liberia is perfect? Let's
ah,
look at the landscape. Who? Not even the other comments who I thought was the best. But right Musa is, nobody, none of us, including myself, you know.
mhm.
But when you talk about Musa, the first thing everybody wants to talk about FIFA. They want to talk about LPRC. They want to talk about all these things. Yeah, of course, we should us don't have something to talk about. So this man, with all the good intentions and the resources he may have to put against our people's plight, you're gonna sit there and talk about FIFA. That's why you're not gonna come and support him. To me, I think it's oxymoronic. I don't get it.
Yes.
I'm not gonna sit around and have that kind of conversation.
I'm glad you hit the nail, because that saying was what I was going to ask you about, how it relates to how you see the political leaders. So my next question to you was the concept of sexism and having women leadership. I just want to know, as a Liberian man working in a political party, where when you come to meetings, uh, women tend to be in leadership position. We have men in position too, but it's a good combination. It's a good combination. I like to put it that way. How do you see yourself, and how do you feel that that type of leadership can help Liberia and help in general? Let me just put that in that way.
So I think what you're asking, what I'm comfortable and working with. Let me tell you
Okay,
this.
so you got the psychology of what I'm asking you, but I'm not good. Okay, good.
As a Liberian man, I had to learn it. I'm not gonna lie. When I came over here, yeah, I had to learn it. In fact, one of my co-workers, I was coming to work and she came straight in my line of this. She blocked my way. She said, "Every time you come, when I'm talking to you, you don't look me in the eye. Why? Do you mean to disrespect me?" And because yeah, I had to learn it. Let me just put it that way. But to be honest, I have some of my best leaders, managers have been female. And I think it's universal knowledge. You guys are smarter than us. I would say it. So no my men would say,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you,
you say
you
it
keep on
again.
the brotherhood, but and I have learned that even from my wife, sometimes we'll argue and I would disagree, but eventually, it comes to pass that actually, what she was suggesting actually is smarter than what I have. And I'm not going to say all the time, but most of the time it works out that way. So I have grown to be very, very comfortable with female leadership, and especially the way we're doing it. I mean, right now, even though you head the team, but it's like a collective. We come together and put our pieces on the table, and we all try to put them together. If this piece doesn't fit, we throw it out and then find another piece that will fit. And I think that kind of way, I don't see why we're having any problems. And I'm not speaking for Jerome; he will come out tomorrow. So, we talk a lot in the background. He will talk for himself, but you will have absolutely no worries as long as you're doing the right thing. If you're not, and if I'm not, I'm sure you'll do the same thing. We'll come on the big table and we'll say, okay, you know what? This other one we took, I think it wasn't the right way to go. Let's throw it out. So yeah, I'm comfortable. In short, yes.
So I'd like to do a follow question to you is, how do you see your persona, accepting women, understanding that, we will have try and error periods in our decision making skills, or events. How do you see that in the party? How does that help Liberia in the long run? Because obviously, our country is a very sexist country.
Well, I mean, we've had a woman president. I mean, never mind that, we might have our hangups about her tenure as president, but we've had that already. I think we've broken that Hillary Clinton glass ceiling. But to bring it back home to the CMC, like I said again, first of all, yes, I'm not going to be pretentious. When we're talking here, I see us as colleagues, right? That's how I see it. So if a mistake is made, It's a collective mistake. I don't know if I'm defining it in terms of okay because she is the team or is hot. That's not how I see it. I see us as a team, um, with no gender restrictions. We make our decision together. That's how I see it. Is it going to inhibit my reservation if I have any? No, I will express it to you. I think I've seen you. You can take disagreement. Grace here has shown demonstrated. She can take disagreement, but I don't know. I think that gender thing. I think many of us in Liberia, I'll go on the limb here to say, I think many of us have gotten past that. I mean, we have women. I mean, our Senate Pro Tem right now is a female. We've had a female vice president. So I think we've crossed. I don't know what answer we're thinking, but I think we've crossed that.
Mm.
We crossed that bound that threshold. I think we on the other side of it. So personally, no, I see a team. That's how I see. Yeah, I see a team of you know Liberians committed to a process coming together, putting our ideas together, and trying to forge ahead and make a difference in our country. It doesn't matter whether we're being led by a male or a female. If you hadn't brought it up, I probably wouldn't have even. I wouldn't have talked about it.
Mm. But sometimes is Mr. Namir, sometimes it's good to bring it up, and to tell you the truth, I agree with you that for you, you have passed that. You have passed that. Majority of Liberian men have, especially living in the diaspora, have actually learned to pass that a little bit. Some people are still stuck in gear. They have not passed that. So sometimes when Liberian women are in leadership, it kind of gave us a little bit of hard time between the rock and hard places. They expect you to be a certain way, and then when compared to a man kind of leadership. So we try to learn to balance somehow, just to make sure that we fitting in. Some women do that. I would not personally do that. I can't balance. I am going to stick to who I am, and I would just make it maybe a little bit nicer. But I don't know how to not speak, especially when I have to and correct stuff. So, but it's not that you own a platform, but I think working with you for this time, that the time we have been working for, it's been a little bit a while. I mean, I see that you personally, you got that. I don't. There is no problem when it comes to that. When with you, so I see that, and I want to thank you for that, because I mean you make it easy, especially for me, being that I have to work with you one on one. Yeah, you make it easier for me. So, but when you say
Thank you.
no, no, Mr. Number, you just saying shit, you know.
Yeah, I have another question before I know answer and
Go
handle
ahead
your
and fire away, fire away.
yeah.
But thank you very much, Grace. I appreciate that.
Yes, yes. And I'm happy to hear a good working relationship exists within a team. Um, so my question to you is, I know that you're involved in another big Liberian organization, um, and you read the Constitution, CMC Constitution, and you see this is one of the first institutions, CMC I'm talking about, that actually identify the need, okay, to uh, have a partnership between the people, a significant partnership now, the people of Liberia and the people in the diaspora. I wanted to kind of know your thoughts about that and how you think you can contribute um, to that goal of making sure that we have a good bridge between the people in the diaspora and the people in Liberia.
Hmm. So yeah, thank you very much. Look, first of all, the my wife is the vice president of Yola. For full disclosure, I
Mhm.
ran a campaign. I was a campaign manager for the team, and I encouraged her to go into this position. I think there is an artificial divide between those of us on this side and our compatriots back home for whatever reason.
Mhm.
Um, but I listened to President Boakai uh, pledging to robustly engage with the diaspora community. That was one of my motivations. And I said to her, okay, so we have a president in the mansion who is pledging to engage us, because I think it doesn't make sense that we are here, we're all Liberians. I listen to Mr. Richardson. You guys go home 2 or 3 times. My wife and I will go almost twice a year. We go in July, we go in December. Everybody, we love Liberia. We're all Liberian.
Mhm.
But for some reason, once you come on this side, you spend 2 months here, you become a stranger. You go back home, and even your friends, when you were friends, you start having problems. So I think, yes, we need to help to facilitate and bridge this divide. I heard Honorable Musa Ability pledging also um, to facilitate the process that will make us even engage more productively, as much as even taking part in the elections that come in 2029. I hope I'm not misquoting him, but I
No,
think I heard him making that pledge. Exactly. So I think we can help, and glue it together, because there is a lot to be benefited from the diaspora Liberians here, from our country. There's a lot of people here who have needs, Dr. Richardson. And they want to go and invest in Liberia and engage with Liberia, but we have that artificial divide even in the highest levels of government. There are people who, for some whatever reason, they see that they play to that divide between us and our people back home. Um, at the end of last year, Dr. Kula, Clarice Kula, and the team, Emmanuel Wetty, they came to us,
Mhm.
Erasmus in the mansion, and my friend Berman Blake at the
Mhm.
foreign ministry. I'll be quick. But they are running the diaspora affairs in Liberia, Williams and Berman Blake at the foreign ministry. And so they engaged me, but the mechanism that was employed in the initial stages, kind of the I think they filed in the wrong direction. My union got a little sensitive with the way the process was organized, so we were not a part of that. But that is an opportunity. I'm hoping this time around we will try to tweak it so that we need to do that, where the object of this diaspora return is to facilitate your children, my children, all of us, just like, in Ghana. I think they have a December to remember, in Nigeria, dated December, whatever it is. But we go home towards the end of the year and interact with our people. We spend our money there, and help the economy. But in the process, we're also bridging the divide, and that's something that EULA is we are committed to doing. So right now, the talks are ongoing. The process has already been initiated, and again, there are some little mistakes here and there. We're just talking about that yesterday. So, but to make it short, I think it's a good thing if we can find a way for those of us here and our brothers and sisters back home to be able to engage productively and bridge this artificial gap that seems to exist. I think it's being played out, perpetuated by mostly people in government. And there are a lot of suspicion, a lot of allegations of suspicion of people coming to try and displace people in government. There are so many people
they,
here.
they benefit from the divide.
Yes,
Yeah, they benefit from it. So
they
that's why,
benefit from it.
yeah.
So we have to try. You're put them at ease. Do those things to I'm not saying pander to them, but we got to find a way to put them in the east. But in short, we need each other. They need us. We need them to build our country. There's a lot of money here that we send home. I'm sure you've seen the statistics. Last year we sent almost $1 billion, over $800 million. Now, I think we could do more. So yes, I'm all for that. I think we should all do the best we can, to engage with Liberia, and hopefully our compatriots back home will also understand that we need that, symbiotic relationship where we engage in each other productively. So yeah, I'm all for that. And I think we all should work towards making it happen.
Yes, and just to add, sorry, Chris, this is one of the objectives of CMC,
Yeah.
that in the next coming uh, year
Election.
or
Yeah.
months, we are going to aggressively find a way to promote our involvement, the diaspora and the people in Liberia involvement through tangible means. Okay, let the Liberian people see what we are doing. I don't want to. It's not just about talk. Okay, and I know what you're talking about as it relate to the whole issue. And thank goodness we have just our institution where our one of our objectives is to make sure that we connect Liberia in tangible means.
Mhm. And we are connecting, so far. We
Yes.
are, this is the only party, to tell you the truth. I've never been in a political party. This is my first one that I actually joined. And the ones I was sidelining at, they call it in the
Lanu,
profession.
Lanu.
Yeah, no, no, I was never with them. But I mean, the ones I was, where your students do when they come?
Intern.
It was not really intern, but I was,
Studio
just
exchange.
watching from the side to see
Ah,
how they operate. Let me just say that I didn't see that, but the connection, even us, CMC in the diaspora, the leadership here, we are in constant communication with the CMC leadership in Liberia. They text us, we
Mhm.
talk, we talk. And I noticed that with other parties, I was not hearing from the leadership that were here. They never was in contact with the leadership in Liberia, or there was no connect. But with CMC, there's a connect with the leadership in Liberia and the leadership here in the diaspora, and that's one of the beautiful things too. But for CMC, for a 3 months old party to have reached this height, with even the leadership that we can connect with the people in Liberia, that is huge for us. But also, we want you to take the calls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You can take some calls in. So maybe somebody want to ask me some number or question before we close the show tonight.
what time is it in Moravia now? It's
So
probably
for those of you monitoring,
130,
yeah,
120.
you can call on +2 31 776 927472 or 0776 927472 are the numbers for you to call on and be on live on the political lounge this morning here on Truth FM here in Liberia. It's 0776 927472 or +2 31 776 927472 are the numbers for you to call and participate. Let's say good morning. Good morning. Come in, sir. Can me, I guess I can go ahead.
Yeah, if more, yeah, appreciate people, yeah, well done, then well job done. Then the CMC, what the party name?
CMC.
CMC, CMC, and then Ben, yeah, Martin Ben, Jamaica, massive people, and
Yeah.
then there's been few things to the party people, we part of them, and then I graduated 2021. Since my graduation, people I graduate and I play jump for churches, and then I receive a leisure scholarship for my graduation was 7th grade, 12th grade, and then God will have I graduate there. Yes, if so I graduate 2021, I want to end my education at least to go to school. There is no one. My mom don't have it. My dad don't have it. My mom, they neither one in the push. Yeah, then recently saying sickness won't go and sickness. Yeah, and then I want to find my education.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Which
Then
which district you calling from? That's more preparing you alone, girl. Which district?
yeah, I'm going with this.
District 3?
Yeah,
Cool.
Okay. All right. So
yeah,
yeah, we'll copy that number and we'll copy your number, my brother. Yeah, you're making some good points. +2 31 776 7472. The numbers to call. Good morning, caller.
So we're about to work on the thing of the nation moreover.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. It was so much. I've been following the whole show. And the main thing that prompted me even to really love a party is that of religion. Because the lady, she is a woman of integrity and I just love her. Anywhere she go, I love to follow her. But my disappointment in the whole party is Wilbur Bangura.
What
The young
happened?
man is very, very grateful. Even all the young people that were here during the CDC campaign asking a simple question. I ask every young people. One of the things I just tell you tonight, one of the things that will really make people to even leave that party, most people to leave with Bangura is very grateful.
So
Now the
we'll
young
work
people
on
that
it.
are here,
We're going to work on it. He's not part
yeah,
of.
I just want to
Listen
provide
to me
this
now.
information all
He's
across the world.
hello.
Mhm.
The platform is not able to provide information. So he with the CMC now. So we're going to work on it. Thank you for your for raising your
Okay,
concern.
okay. Where
Yeah.
am I getting that brown from?
Okay. Just hold on. We have your number already.
Okay, so
Uh, okay. Let's hold you there. +231 776 9274 72. So don't you join CMC? Just know that you just got to be better. You always say you love the party because of that Richardson. So in order to be with you again. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're alive.
hello.
Morning.
My question is the CNC meet. What is CNC meet? And my second question is for all those things that you got from or Mr. Nangwe topic, what are the things that you're putting on hold for the present government that they can benefit and the other people can benefit on the program?
Okay. What are some of the things that this party is doing to help this current government? So
And then the
there's
CFC stand for Citizens Movement for Change.
yeah, they asked for the minute of the party. Yeah, just hold on. The panel is going to respond to you. Please let's pick up few more calls quickly. +231 776. This caller right here. You alive? Let's stay. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, just mother, there are come and fire.
Firestone, Magibi.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think this thing to show it is good. For all that thing, he said, we try to support, we try to wear along whenever one every that you're coming. He not come once every 10 minutes. So they're waiting for him so we can do so to work together because. I saw something that they guys are doing in our district, down district, they condemn the district. So, you got a picture, so everyone wear along with it. But you need to come so we can work together.
He said, Firestone, Magibi.
Yeah,
Okay.
fire to Nigeria.
Okay. And you said someone's supposed to reach you guys there.
Yeah, once every 10 minutes, but they not come. They
Okay.
do.
All right. We have your number already. So, yeah. +231 776. One more. That. Managris. One more. +231. Yeah. Go ahead. You're the last caller. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm more content.
You from where?
I'm more content. I'm calling from Claratan.
Okay, move from Clariton.
This is my 14.
Saint Morovia or Outside Morovia?
This is my 14 push answer.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I just want to know that I'm just
You you have to put yourself in a better position because your lines a little bit cracking. We're not getting it too good.
Hello, you getting me?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Yeah, so give thanks to the panelists tonight for discussing also national issues, most especially the one I have to do with the fuel daily benefits. These are things that the government are not very been paying attention to, and it's very much frustrating. Someone served this country for so many years, and at the end of the day, they didn't get their own benefit. It's not going to put for our country. So the government is set as our policy of putting things that people all together.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm following.
Okay. Thanks so for calling. Let's get back to our team of panelists. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to thank the callers for calling in tonight, and we'll let Mr. Nangbe answer if he has any answer to the question that was asked, and Doc will come in, and then I can come in, and we can start to close the show for the night.
Thank you again, Ms. Gore. And yes, thank you to the callers. I join you in thanking them because this out almost 2 o'clock in Liberia. It is raining too, and for people to be up at this time of night to call in, appreciate it. One of the callers was asking us to, what the party is doing to help the government. I mean, we ran a list of projects here that honorable ability is. This is the project is 3 months old. We just it hasn't even been formally launched yet. But for the short period of time it has been here, we already talked about some of the things that the honorable is doing in Nimba, connecting a lot of places in Nimba, plans to do some stuff in Margibi and other places. So that's some of the things. Then also, I think this government may have looked upon this as an opposition stance, but fighting for the rule of law in the legislature, I think this government would thank this man tomorrow. There is no way any government will govern in chaos. And if someone is telling you should do this by the law, you should be thankful because what they're telling you is they're bringing organization, they're bringing system, they're bringing calm, they're bringing orderliness, and yes, they got a speaker or whatever it is, but I think the chairman of the rule of caucus, he didn't do it as CMC, but he happens to be the political leader of the CMC, and this is an indication of some of the things that he'll be fighting for. He's a freshman lawmaker, and already he's already taking a stand in the House. I think this is what we've all been fighting for. So I think he will collaborate with the government in some instances going forward. When the right things have been done, I think that if I'm not mistaken, he's collaborating with somebody with a bill. Anyway, I lost my. But yes, those are some of the things I will leave it there for Dr. Richardson and Ms. Gore. But those are some of the things that the party is already, are doing. He has already pledged to reform the election law. I know he said that to me when we sat down and talked about it. The whole process of also how the speaker is elected and removed in the House, which cost us 7 months of doing nothing. And I mean, we can go and name, but hopefully, I hope you're going to join us to drive this process and bring the change that we want to see for our country.
Mrs. Richardson?
Yes. I want to join Mr. Nangwe and also Madam Grace Gore to ask you to join CMC, bring your ideas, your thoughts, you can write them out to us. We'll be glad to consider and talk them out. Um, Mr. Name also said some really excellent things here tonight. He pointed out how the PL has engaged this government to make it a better government. I never forget the election of the Speaker of the House. I mean, it was so poignant that I believe the count was 43-26. And all along, the PL had asked the representatives, if you have 49 members to remove a speaker, I'll give it to you. That's what our house rule said. And he took that crown and carried that crown for at least 7 months. Okay. And it was very vivid during the elections that they never had
They didn't have it.
the 49 members, where it was 46-29. And so putting himself out there to make sure that the rule of law is is very paramount in our country. It's so important in our country because without the rule of law, we don't have any type of governance. People are just lawless. Is in a state of chaos, and a country cannot develop or run like that. So yes, the political leader, we should give him a lot of credit. Kudos to him for standing up for the Liberian people, and history will be kind to him. History will judge him well if you don't do that now. Mr. Lamed talk about deliverables. Talk and do. This man has done a lot, from connecting. I've, managed to visit Nima County because I like seeing. Seeing is believing to me,
I saw you in the bridge.
Yes, he's done bridges connecting people at places that was so backward, dark, out of his own pocket. Okay, he's done that. And so he's also, even visiting the late former First Lady Doe as recently as today. That he played a bigger role in our country. That was a sense of unity. Like, despite who she was, who she is, I'm going to show empathy. I'm going to show compassion. Okay, because that's what a leader does. I'm going to show maturity. I'm going to present myself and present this woman to the Liberian people. And that's what I think, if you're thinking about becoming a part of us, those are some of the things that you will see. So thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for calling in. We appreciate you.
So thank you, everybody. We will be here on Thursday. This Thursday again, preaching, CMC message, and also talking about social issues and political issues in Liberia. Thank everybody for being here, Mr. Nangwe. It was a pleasure having you. God bless Liberia. Good night, Liberia. God bless the diaspora Liberians as well.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for everything. God
Thank
bless
you very much.
Yep. So that's it. Bye, everyone.
CMC for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity. CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together. Let's all together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.